Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Rula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRB.
Well, good morning, Houston, Texas.
Who wants to party?
It's August 23rd of 2024, and it's 5:59 a.m. Well, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now it's 6 o'clock.
Right. I love
Yay. So it's Roula, Ryan, Eric, Social K, and Sam, and here we are ending the work week with you. Maybe it was your first week of school. Maybe it was your third week of school. Maybe school hasn't started yet, and you're waiting for students to show up next week. True story.
That'd be nice.
Some schools still aren't in.
Yeah, there's a few private schools.
We are here to kick off the last working day of the work week for most people.
But y'all, I was going through the list line. We had so many people that were catfish, but there was one in particular that I could not believe. The catfisher actually reached out to her on Facebook because apparently she had her settings private and they were just lifting photos from her profile pic. You know, your profile pic is the one thing that anybody has access to.
It shows up.
Listen to what this woman had to say.
My photo was actually being catfished, and I didn't know, but I was just looking through my Facebook one year, and this is like a good couple years back, and it was somebody, they made up a profile just to message me saying that they had been using my photos and following me ever since MySpace and taking any photo that I posted up on my profile, using it to, I guess, talk to some person, and they're asking me for more photos because I stopped posting my photo as that, and they're like, they can't pay me, but they can give me some, like, I guess, payment and gift cards. And I literally answered back in a good professional manner saying, I won't partake in your lies. And ever since then, all my profile photos have been of something else or a landscape or something like that, because now I'm like untrusting of somebody taking my photos. Wow. So that happened to me. Somebody was catfishing my photos, and now my profile photo has never been my face.
Wow.
Have you ever gotten a friend request from someone that you're already friends with?
Oh, all the time.
That's when you know they've gotten
all the
spoofed.
time.
And
All
they
the
have
time.
they have the one picture on their profile.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
like,
and
oh,
so right now where somebody in my family is fighting this, my brother-in-law is traveling, and as he's been traveling, somebody spoofed his Facebook and is using his last name and his picture, but changed the first name. And so here's the crazy thing about how much we're really not paying attention to our social media. All these people that are friends with him, I guess, refriended him under what you're saying, Kevin, like because it's not his first name; it's another guy's first name.
Because it showed up on mine, like it's his. Like I never touched that.
Okay, so it shows you his.
He took it over
profile,
somehow.
But okay,
The funny is the comments are hilarious.
this person is posting the most ridiculous things. They're posting like pictures of like a family with a baby in front of a house that was under construction and then a completed house. It says, I'm so proud of this crypto investment, and look at how we're changing
60
lives.
acres or something.
And then it's like, I bought 60 acres in Texas after all these dreams and hard work, and people are like,
If they're
so
trying to
proud
sell
of you.
something.
All the friends are-
Congratulations.
They're left.
Are you going to be a Greek cowboy now? Like,
Everybody
people
believe
are
it.
not paying attention to the fact that the first name is not his. But actually now, Eric, as I saw it last night, the spoofer changed the first name to his first name.
Because before it was like Lawrence
And
or something.
so,
or-
yeah, it was Louis before.
Louis
And so now it's his name, his picture, his profile, and this person just keeps spitting out ridiculous like investments and crypto things that has changed this person's life. And so my sister's like, okay, so what's the MO of the spoofer? Like, post all these things that you've done, that you've fake done, that's a success, and then you're going to start asking people for money, or where is this going to lead to?
Yeah, because that's what a money.
I just
It's a pyramid. It's
It
a
always
pyramid
is.
scheme.
Yeah.
So you see this, and then you ask them, "Oh my gosh, how do I make this kind of money?" And they're like, "For $150, I'll give you this booklet, and once you get this booklet, then you'll know how to do it." And then it's like a pyramid
I bet the
scheme.
people that
Run
comment,
away,
So you
run away,
just
run
keep
away.
people that comment, they're like, "Oh, we got these people on the hook."
Yes.
They think I'm that
or
person. I
they're
can talk to them more.
part of the pyramid scheme, knowing like, hey, so Roula, I had you do this with me, and now I get a commission because I got you hooked on it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's
just like any other like pyramid scheme.
yes,
Beware though.
that's the
Check
same
in.
concept.
Check in on your older relatives. My mother reached out. She's like, "Why are you friend requesting me again? Did you start a new profile?" And I'm like, "No."
But you banned your mom from
Ignore. I did, but I let her back in.
Well, that's why.
Well, I had a little talk. You can't be jumping into everybody's conversations and start spouting
No, I
politics
thought
in the middle of it.
That's not why you banned her. You banned her because she was getting swindled, you said.
Oh, that was something else.
But then it started getting into his
That was the
personal
first
business.
ban.
That was the first ban. Yeah.
Then the second ban.
I think you just need to take Facebook away from her.
Yeah, I mean, because I would.
That's not
Okay,
nice.
so I would
That's
be.
what our grandparents
I'd be
love.
commenting about something. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
protect
this,
yourself and
oh,
your
this is
family.
really sad. And then my mom would jump into the conversation. You know what's really sad? And then she'd like insert something.
Political
else.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm like, no. These are my friends. Please don't do that.
Well, I'm still trying to break back into my Facebook, and here's the crazy thing. In 2007, I feel like it was maybe late 2006, my sister, who's pretty on top of her game when it comes to technology, was like sending us all this message like, hey, guys, y'all need to jump on this thing called Facebook. It's really cool because that's how we can see our family in Chicago and Australia and Greece and la, 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 la. We can all connect that way. Here's me. I'm like, what kind of cockamamie, crazy, cattywampus thing are you talking about? And so I didn't want to give my information, and I made like this ridiculous profile name.
Uh-oh. Screwed you up now.
And I just let it go dormant after I realized, oh, Facebook's legit. Well, last night I was trying to break back into my Facebook because I got a new phone, and I got logged out of the app when I switched the phone, and I just was like, oh, I guess I better sit down at the desktop and actually get back in. I probably haven't touched this profile since 2007, and I thought I was logging back into me. No, somehow it like resurrected that, and I'm like, wait, what?
Oh, you toggled the wrong thing.
No, I didn't toggle the wrong anything.
Went
It's
to that one first?
the only option it gave me was here's your connection number, and so now I've resurrected this ridiculous handle on Facebook that makes no sense. I have no connection to it, and I still the other
It's like
one's
our Roula and
dormant.
Ryan Facebook page. I get it on my phone, but I don't know what our password is.
No, I don't
That's
need
why I
it.
never-
Like if I
because when we
change
set it
phones,
up,
I don't know
we
what's going to
didn't-
happen.
It was with an intern. We set it up, and
So I don't
that's when we
even
used to
know,
write
like,
things down on paper.
Stuff goes on there, I think. I haven't been on that Roula and Ryan Facebook page in a
Can
long
we
time.
I don't
change the
even
password?
advertise it. Don't even say it's there because we can't control it.
I don't know. I think we can control it somehow.
I have-
'Cause put
I have
stuff
control
on
Do you
there.
have
over it.
administrative access?
Yeah, I put stuff on there.
Okay.
Oh, you can?
That's what I'm saying. I think
I
it puts-
can.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I
Well,
just
that's
don't-
good to know.
know what the password is. I guess on my phone, sometimes it'll tell you what the password is.
It just logs me in automatically. I think maybe I have it on face recognition or something.
Yeah.
You fancy.
Okay. Well,
We should look at that once in a while.
Galveston has turned Hollywood for the last week. And it's come to my attention that there's something that we all thought was true about Galveston, Hollywood-wise and local-wise, Halloween season-wise, that apparently is not. I'm kind of mind-blown, so I need our locals to explain what I saw yesterday and tell me, is this a hoax or is it real? Have we been duped our entire lives as Houstonians when it comes to Galveston? I'll explain in the scoop next. Here's your weather for today.
Okay, so there's an air quality alert until about 7 tonight, according to the health department. Really bad, like weed pollen, grass pollen, mold spores out there right now. Might see some rain today. High 92 right now, 81 degrees and 6:13 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Now, y'all ready?
This is Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
It is brought to you by Taqueria Randas. And today at 9 o'clock, we're starting Double Dose of Post. Double Dose of Post starts at 9 a.m. It goes till 7 p.m. when you hear two songs back to back that either by Post Malone or featuring Post Malone. When that second song starts, you be caller 104. So here's our number to keep in your contacts. It's 833-390-5723. Put that in your contacts, 833-390-5723. That way you can easily call us when you hear that Double Dose of Post and you get tickets to one of his two back-to-back shows in October at the Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion. All right, so last week, this was really exciting. Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren were in Galveston. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. They're
And,
shooting that Yellowstone prequel.
Right. Part of Galveston, if you are there all the time, you saw parts of Galveston getting redone in, what's the year, 1923?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
called
the year.
1923. That's the name of this prequel. There's two prequels. This one's 1923. that they're
Second
filming.
season.
And, back in the day, in the 90s, people don't really know this, but Houston was a hotbed for Hollywood to film here because of the tax breaks and the cost and the space and all that. And then I don't know what happened, but New Orleans stole it from us somehow because then everything moved to New Orleans.
It's all about the money.
Everything moved
Sometimes
to Louisiana.
the political, whoever takes over, mayors,
Uh-huh.
governor, whatever, they just don't want that anymore. Like, oh, we're losing tax money. We're losing money.
We could
They
have
don't realize that it
really been
helps tourism too.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Right.
think of some of the major films in the,
the
in
chase
the 90s.
with Charlie Sheen.
That was
Christy
done here.
Swanson.
RoboCop 2
Terms
was
of
done in
Endearment.
front of
The
Williams
Terms of Endearment
Tower.
sequel was filmed here. That was fun. So Hollywood has come to Galveston, and I feel like, all it takes is one person to find interest in something that they didn't know about before. And if you ever go to Galveston and you've seen the Grand Galvez, formerly the Hotel Galvez, you know that the haunted stories of the ghosts of the Grand Galvez. And this ghost named Audra, who killed herself after she found out the love of her life is not going to make it back from his journey at sea. And then like a Romeo and Juliet Shakespearean twist, he shows up after she had killed herself, and now she's roaming the halls. Oh. And there are children that play ball, and there are soldiers that walk the hallways.
And then we found out our listener that works in elevators.
In the elevator from Believe It or Not.
Hilarious.
Said how long, 2 years he worked on the elevators. He would tap the elevators to make people think it was ghosts.
He would say things.
And he would say their names. Yeah. He would say their names back to them. The thing that has thrown me is all I've ever known as a Houstonian since I started paying attention is about this story of Audra, who is on the 5th floor of the Hotel Galvez. And everyone's like, oh. And there's all these like spooky stories about her in the Travel Channel, and all these like, paranormal documentaries have been done at the Grand Galvez. And this one that I was watching, she's like talking to Audra on this, it looks like a Google Dot. It's like a puck. And they put it in the hallway next to the room where she was. Is it whatever it is?
Oh, yeah, Echo Dot. You're right,
Echo
Eric.
Dot, sure. It looks like a puck.
Well, they do all these ghost hunter type shows where they're looking at the electromagnetic waves.
No, this one was different. The puck was talking back to some, contraption that they had. And so she would like text. Like she had split screen in her documentary. She would text the question she had for Audra. And then the puck would talk back and sound like a voice box from a the person that has lost their voice.
They've lost their larynx.
Yeah. So if it was like, why are you still here? And then it'd be like, stuck. Like things like that. Ridiculous, right? I'm making up the word stuck, but she said something else to make it sound like she can't leave.
Stuck.
Yeah. So and it was like, what is Audra your name or something like that? And I can't remember the word that the puck said. So apparently it's Veronica is the name of the ghost. And the story is wrong. The puck wanted the ghost hunters to know that's not the right story. And it bothers this entity that we all have the wrong story about Audra and the ghost.
We got an egotistical ghost.
So I was like, has anybody else heard of this? It's like these people got really detailed in the Galvez.
So does Harrison Ford want to do something with this or what?
No, I'm just saying that all it takes is one person that was here on the set that could hopefully dive deep into this and maybe do something. I connected it to Hollywood.
Well, honestly, Roula, your impersonation of the ghost kind of sounds like what Harrison Ford talks like outside. He talks fine in movies and television, but if you ever see an interview, it's like, yeah.
He has no interest. He doesn't have time for your silly questions.
By the way, why is
silly questions?
We always assume that ghosts are going to sound like that. Who started that?
I've never heard anyone say that.
No.
I don't even really hear them talk much.
No.
They don't.
I always just say that the air gets cool when they're
roam. Oh, yeah, the cold.
Around.
That's a very common thing in all of the paranormal, anything I've ever seen that was, quote, documentaries. And I say that in quotes because some people don't believe in that, and they just think these people set up the situation. Yeah. But I feel like somebody that was here on that 1923 set may have gotten intrigued by the story of the Grand
They should
Galvez.
do the one about the Walmart, and then they make that like a scary movie where maybe even a comedy
Monsters
scary movie
at
where
Walmart.
the kids are working at Walmart, and then
the orphans.
S goes down at night. They're locked in, and they're
it's like Night at the
stocking
Museum,
the
but it's ghosts of the Walmart.
Yeah,
sounds
because
terrifying.
you
problem
can
is
just,
there's a lot of kids though that died there, so
it is pretty.
Could make
Crazy.
a comedy.
So it's an infirmary where the kids.
No, it was an orphanage.
Orphanage. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and really, of all the things I've heard of Galveston's
but I guess we should tell
scary
more
history.
what happened.
Okay, so here's the story. When the 1900 storm was coming, there was no seawall, right? And there was no technology like we know the storm is coming. There were some people that were told, hey, I think this thing is coming, like whoever the weather... Whatever your job was in 1900.
Weather wizard. Doppler radar.
Whoever they were, whatever you would give them as name. I don't think they were called meteorologists, but nobody was really listening to it.
The weather wizard.
And the site of the Walmart on the seawall was an orphanage, and it was 7 nuns that were taking care of all these kids.
Someone said at least 90 kids were killed that night.
Oh, my God.
Along with 10 nuns.
Yeah, and
3 boys survived. That's it.
3 boys survived. This is what really gave me the chills, y'all. Of all the years I've lived in Houston and all the years I've known stories, like this one documentary really gave me like the chills because it was so sad. Like the water was overwhelming, the storm is overwhelming. So the nuns decided, just like you see in pre-K and daycares all the time, they tether the little toddlers together so they can walk and stay in a straight line and not get lost, right? So the nuns thought, why don't we tether the kids together so if anybody gets swept away, we can all just kind of help each other. But they all drowned
like that. They were singing a French hymn, Queen of the Waves.
And so every year on the anniversary of that hurricane, they sing at the Strand that song in honor of those kids. I have chills. And so that could be a movie. I don't know you want to turn it into a comedy, but it is pretty creepy because it's all these poor innocent children that were being taken care of by the nuns. And they all drowned together. And only
September
3 of those boys.
8th, 1900, it said that just exactly what you're saying. The ropes prevented them from moving freely.
They went to the second level because it was flooded. And then the roof collapsed and trapped them.
And then they got swept out to sea after all the water came. So all the remains were found on the shoreline.
And it was called St. Mary's beach. Orphan Asylum.
Oh, so sad. They buried the bodies where they were discovered.
Oh.
So I'm saying there are so many ghost entities walking the shorelines.
There's a plaque right there. I've never seen the plaque.
No.
Oh, yeah. If you go to like where the...
in front of the Walmart area on the seawall there.
Yeah, but also where's that statue of the man, the woman, and the child? You guys have seen it when they do like beachfront bargain hunt. They always show that shot of the statue of the man, the woman, and the child on the seawall. Y'all haven't seen that?
No.
I don't know what it's called, but I've walked by it 1,000,000 times. I've driven by 1,000,000 times. Anyway, the other creepy thing was, so many people passed away and they didn't know what to do with all the deceased, so they had to like dump them in the water. But then weeks later, started showing up on the shore.
Oh,
there's also
they started washing back along the shoreline.
Yeah.
There's also like a famous African American boxer back in Galveston. I forget his name, but there's a photo of him like fighting. And back then they would box for like hours. Like, they're not 6 rounds. It was like you just go and box.
Until someone
I forget his name.
stops.
He was really famous. One of the most famous boxers.
In Galveston?
Yeah, I forget his name. But there's photos you can see of him. Like the crowd, it's crazy. Like a sea of people.
Was it Jack Johnson?
I think it was Jack Johnson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was born in Galveston in 1878. He was the first African American heavyweight boxing champion in the world. He was nicknamed the Galveston Giant.
Yeah. Just the photos and stuff you can see. It's really cool at Galveston. Like I said, my grandparents went there in the 30s or something, like late 30s.
There's a hotbed of coolness
their
and
honeymoon
entertainment and
Illinois.
celebrities.
Oh, wow.
It was like a place.
And you know that the Battleship Texas, actually, did you see they moved that on Thursday?
Kevin was telling us that.
They moved it. So far, they're like $75 million into this renovation. But I was doing a little homework on it. Approximately 20,000 crew members served aboard the Battleship Texas. And it was in service from 1914 to 1948. But it's going to be this amazing museum when they're done. It's really going to be cool.
Are they taking it back to where it was?
Not yet. Not yet.
But that's
it's
where
just
it will,
the next phase of the renovation.
But that's where the museum will go back to, is where it was.
So there's just a monument over there by it?
I think
I hope so. I got a photo. That's my last vacation with my mom.
Oh.
I wanted to try and find that tree.
Yeah, so you can recreate the
Me
picture.
with my mullet and my Faster Pussycat hat and my Sally Josie Raphael
You need to tell people that Faster Pussycat was a hair metal band in the 80s.
Oh, you don't need to know. You should know, people.
No.
I'm surprised I don't have a band.
I thought it was a Paul Oakenfold song.
Maybe it was redone. Maybe it was redone.
Yeah, that's like Faster Kill Pussycat.
Oh, no.
Maybe he copied off that.
but there was a band called that.
And old girl from King of the Hill was the vocalist for it.
Oh, the one who passed away?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The girl who played Leanne.
Brittany Murphy?
Brittany
Yes,
Murphy.
Brittany Murphy did the
they
VO for that
copied off
song.
them.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Well, if somebody is still straggling from the set of
No, it was-
1923,
It looks so nice. Can I
that's
touch
her.
it?
That's her
That's
voice.
Leanne.
Yes.
If you're still straggling from the set of 1923 and you haven't left Houston yet, you are listening to the Roula and Ryan Show on 104.1 KRBE, where I'm giving you the idea to make a movie about those orphans or make a movie about Audra. We need a Galveston
Or
ghost
better
story
yet,
movie.
Put us in the movie or
Yeah.
the TV show.
As like the
an
radio
extra.
show talking about the stuff.
I'll be an extra.
Rule would
You know?
be great as the ghost.
Yeah.
Oh, so we'll be like old timey radio?
No, it would be something. Who knows
That'd be
how they
cool.
could incorporate it. Look
Dress
at
up like that.
Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day repeats every single year with Bill
1923, did
Murray,
they have
and they have a radio station waking him up at 6.
They did?
With Sonny and Cher. That's the opening scene of Groundhog Day. He wakes up in the bed and breakfast with Sonny and Cher playing as these 2 morning DJs.
Oh, yeah.
Well, 6 o'clock here, and
They were more like the 80s
We
peaky
hockey
guys.
wherever
Like,
they
hey,
are.
that's right. Coming up, we've got another 10 hits
Yeah,
in a row.
1923, I don't think they had a morning show.
No.
Good
No,
morning.
but
Looks a
I'm
little
talking-
breezy today. I can't imagine what that's
No,
going to be.
I think the movie should be it's
Grab your
present
glasses.
time and they flash back to the time. I want the movie like a present time thing, and they're flashing back to what actually happened, and they keep bouncing between
kind of like
present and back
Titanic, where
and
she's,
past.
something
cool like that. Come on,
Remembering
Hollywood. Answer that call. Coming up next, we want you to call us because it's Open Phone Friday at 833-390-KRBE. And if you don't call us, I'm going to stick you with a story of what happened to me at the nail salon.
Roula's
So you
just
better
going to
call
repeat
us.
stuck over and over again.
She's got a story she hasn't been able to get to this week yet.
And we'll see what happens. 833-390-KRBE. I'll shoehorn it somewhere in the next 4 hours. Next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
It's KRBE. Let's go. Back to Roula and Ryan.
It's Open Phone Friday.
Yeah.
833-390-KRBE is our number. Program that in your phone.
This is where we're sick of hearing our voices. We want to hear your voice.
Yeah, let's hear
We're
from
talked
you.
out already.
Brittany's on the
It's already
line.
6:43. We're talked out.
Y'all take over from here. Hi, Brittany. You're on the air. Hello. Hi. Good morning. Happy Friday. Where are you off to? What's your schedule? What are you doing?
I am actually on my way to work. I just dropped my Rugrats off, but I am on my way to Texas Children's Hospital to take care of the baby.
Oh,
Thank you for what you do.
sweet.
That is awesome.
What's your official position there?
So I work in the bone marrow transplant department, and I see patients before and after their bone marrow transplant.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is.
So before they go in for treatment, we see them to kind of give them the workup, get their chemo started, get all of their labs and everything done, and then they go and get their transplant. And then once they come to us, we kind of start weaning them out because that means they're on the mend.
Oh, good. You know what? We're going to be there in December for our live broadcast again, where we raise money for the hospital.
We'll see you,
Brittany, hopefully you come down and say hi to us.
Of course, I love you guys. Really, I see you all the time at Nutcracker Market, and me and my mom always give you big hugs. We love you.
I love it. Did you have a comment about my orphanage movie that I want made about Galveston?
I sure did, and there is no shame in your game. You were definitely describing the Joe Dirt movie. How he is at the radio station telling a story, and then there's flashbacks of what actually happened.
Dennis Miller is the host.
Yeah, that now that you say it like that,
I've never seen Joe Dirt.
It is basically
You didn't see Joe Dirt?
No.
It'd be like us taking a Believe It or Not story.
Yeah.
And the guy's so dude, your story is so crazy. You got to come to the studio and tell us all about it. And so they tell the story and then everyone in LA is listening oh my God, this guy's story is crazy. And then do the flashback.
Oh, how funny. I had no idea. Well, that's another way to do it.
He's trying to find the love of his life. And then I guess, wasn't she listening on the radio and heard it or something? I can't remember.
What was the
He was
story?
trying to find his family.
Or his family or somebody. I can't remember what happened.
What was Joe Dirt's story where the mullet was sewn into his head or something? Like he had that wig. It was a wig. And at the end of the movie, he got a new hairstyle.
I think they did a sequel.
I
Joe
don't know.
Dirt 2. That was David Spade, right?
Yeah,
Well, Brittany, thanks for what you're doing. God bless you guys. Tell everybody at Texas Children's that we love them and we appreciate them, and have a great Friday. We're going to move on to Chuck on the line.
Chuck!
833-390-KRBE. It is Open Phone Friday. Hi, Chuck. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are y'all?
Fine. What's your story? What are you doing? Where are you going? Why are you calling?
And it's another day of the week, so I'm going to work. Getting my sun visor put up in my truck to keep the heat out because Texas heat's no joke.
That's what Sam does every day. I see Sam do that.
I know.
The sunshade and the windshield.
I feel like it really helps.
It does. I feel like it does too. I have one too.
Like
the
that
sunshade and the
silver
windshield
foil?
100% helps, I feel like.
Yeah.
All right. So, Chuck, do you have a comment about the battleship Texas?
Yes, so I'm a big history buff, and I have followed that from the time they moved it out of its original home at the San Jacinto Monument, and they are not planning on putting it back there.
Oh.
From everything I've read, it didn't generate enough money to help with the repairs that they're having to put it through right now.
Yeah.
And so they're actually wanting to put it at Pier 20 or 21 in Galveston.
Oh.
And that's a pretty big controversy because there's restaurant owners and things like that down there.
Oh, that's like where Katie Seafood is, right?
they'll
and Willie
profit from it,
G's and the fish markets.
Yeah.
But it maybe takes up space.
They don't want it there because they said that they're going to cut their view.
It'll block the
and
view.
they're going to get to look at a gray wall.
Oh.
I mean, I believe it. If you've been down to that pier side, that would take up all that space.
How about they let them build higher? like a patio above so people could like eat up there or something like that.
No, because imagine, you know where he's talking about. Y'all think of the parking lot right there where that Jimmy John's and Starbucks is when you're going to walk to Willie G's and to Katie's and to that Harbor House Hotel.
Yeah.
Imagine if the Battleship Texas was there. From that parking lot, you would just see the giant
steel
wall.
Can they park it the other way? I guess they can't. It'll be sticking out.
I don't know.
They have to do it parallel.
Well, he's right about the money issue. So it cost $75 million. $60 million was provided by our government, and then $15 million was raised through local philanthropy.
It's a cool boat. I've been on it twice. Isn't that crazy?
I've never been on it.
I've never been on it when I lived here.
So
I come on vacation down to Galveston.
Yesterday they moved it from Pier A to Pier D. And
it's a cool ship.
I have to go down there and check it out.
It's not done yet, but it's going to be really cool when they fix it and turn it into a museum.
Well, thanks for the info, Chuck, and I hope you stay cool throughout the day as best you can.
It's going to be in limbo now. If they don't want it, that means they're going to fight for years. Where's this thing going to go for now?
Wherever they can make the most money.
No one's going over. No one's going across to Pelican Island to that submarine over there. I don't think, unfortunately. But you called it a boat, though. It's a battleship.
Yeah, Battleship Texas.
Oh my God!
I had to come in. 22 years old.
I had to come in from the other room on that one.
It was a dreadnought class.
Shannon is up next. She wants to give us some love here on Open Phone Friday. Hi, Shannon. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
I'm not going to refuse a call that says give us some love, so let's go. Let her rip. Let's hear it. Praise us.
Yes, I love you all. And also, I want to let you guys know that now my son listens to you. He drives me to work in the morning, and now he's like, oh, I like that show. So he keeps it on when he's driving back. So he's listening right now. So I want to tell him I love him. And thank you for getting his baby sister to school every morning on the school bus.
What's his name? Oh, look at us. Twin Powers.
His name is Jalen.
Jalen?
Yes.
Is that what you said? Okay, yes.
Nice.
Jalen, thank you for listening to your mama.
How old is he?
He's 18.
18.
Nice to oh, my God, he's 20 years old.
20?
He's 20.
Jeez, 20.
I have 5 kids. He's 20. He's the oldest.
Oh, nice. What's the youngest age of the 5? The youngest age?
5.
Wow, 5
Her
to
name
20.
is Karis.
Hey, don't beat yourself
Roula.
up.
Her name is Karis. The Greek word Karis.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And what is...
What's that
I just
mean?
know that as the last name, Karas. What's Karas? Karas is a Greek,
Yes.
a common last name, but I
Yes,
don't know
it
the
means
meaning.
Grace.
Grace. See, now I
Gravy?
learned something. Grace.
Yes.
Not gravy.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, she really
I love
loves gravy, Eric.
I do. My parents call me Gravy.
Oh, that's so nice. I love to hear it, Shannon. You're making it a family affair. We love to hear that. Thank you so
Jalen,
much.
for keeping the
I
tradition.
tell everyone listening that if you want to tell your friends, maybe they don't listen to us or they listen to someone else, say, just give these guys a try for like 5 shows. And most of the time, people are like, oh, I'm going to stick with them.
And after 5 shows, you don't like us? All right, we failed.
We'll give you your money back.
Start on a Thursday at like 7 o'clock. That would be a good.
You start whenever you want. You
Yeah,
just
you
get
start.
5 shows at any random time. And if you don't like it, well, fine. We failed.
Here we go. Time for the Roula and Ryan show on KRBE to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
Well, we didn't want you anyway. No.
Like Eric said.
Be that way.
You don't
That's
get our
fine.
humor.
You can't Google criticize something that's free.
Because you'll hear our show, and then you hear everything we did 3 days later in other shows.
Oh my God, I know.
There you go.
True story. Can I do sidebar for a second? We met at a radio show years ago who straight up told us, we just listen to y'all's show on your podcast and do the exact same thing y'all do the next day.
And this is a huge syndicated show. I'm sure they want to come to Houston.
They listen to the Roula and Ryan show. They write down everything we're doing today, and this will be their Monday show.
And they told us to our face. I'm like, can you give me like 10%?
I want a piece of that.
We're doing all the work.
All right. According to the Houston Health Department, weed, pollen, grass, pollen, mold spores are the most common allergies in the air right now. We're under a bad air quality alert right now till about 6:45 tonight. As September approaches, people should expect ragweed to enter the equation.
I hate ragweed.
No, I know.
Yeah, you got to go to Aspire Allergy and Sinus.
Get it.
And get rid of your allergies for good.
All right, Kevin. Hurricane Beryl left 4.1 million cubic yards of storm debris. That's enough to fill NRG Stadium. The city is asking Houston residents to get ready for the cleanup. They've issued a new deadline for debris to be at the curbside. So far, the Houston's Solid Waste Management Department has picked up 2.1 million cubic yards. So what they want everything out there by Saturday, August 31st. Officials ask residents to place storm debris at the curbside.
Well, some people had it out there for so long, all their grass is dead underneath it.
Oh, yeah.
It hasn't gotten picked up.
Do we need to call anybody?
Yeah, is it 311?
Or are they just going to come pick it up?
They're going to come pick it up. Like they say, collections are Saturday, August 31st.
What is it, 311 you call? That's what I called for the first
I called
for the
the
derecho.
first time. I didn't know if I
Yeah.
needed to call again because I still thought
You know,
debris.
I'm so hungry. When you said debris, I started thinking of that sandwich at BB's.
The roast beef juice sandwich.
Barbecue debris.
Oh, so good.
Breakfast tacos, Eric.
Oh, that'd be good.
Maybe that has
No, I
something
can't.
to do with the next
lose weight.
stat.
Hate you.
Texans, we're all Texans here. We have a lower life expectancy than the average American. Now, the average
Why's that?
American
Because
lives
of the
to
brisket?
76.4 years. In Texas, we're only 75.4 years.
Does
So,
it say why though?
no, it does
sweet
not. The
tea.
people in Hawaii.
There's no answer?
Nice
No
knowing
answer.
you, Ryan.
The
Nice-
people in
nice-
Hawaii have
nice
the longest
headline.
life. They make it to almost 80 years.
But
We're
it
going
doesn't
to tell you
why.
you're going to die earlier, but we don't know why.
Right.
Well, it's
So,
environment.
that was a
based on
clickbait way
environment.
to pay for the rest of the story.
It's because of the brisket,
Yeah.
the sweet tea.
And it's so
Actually,
hot.
Sam,
Lifestyle
there was a
choices.
study at Texas A&M University. Aggies have to text me when this happened because I remember years ago there was a Texas A&M study about how brisket is actually good for you, not bad for you.
Oh,
Really?
Yes, something
Red
about
meat?
Something about the brisket.
Oh,
I'm gonna
no,
look it
no,
up.
no.
I'm gonna look it up because I remember
Conducted by the
talking. I remember that
National
story.
Cattlemen's Service.
It's like
right.
brisket's not
Paper.
actually that terrible for you because blah blah blah. I'm gonna look that up. Some Aggie right now saying, "Amen, Rula, that's right. You tell him," but I don't know the source of
Maybe
that story.
once or twice a week.
Yeah, not every day.
That is bullcrap.
Brisket good for you, Google.
you.
It
I'm
is
the
good, though.
Aggies say brisket is good for you on Google, and then I'll read the story during the commercial break. Because on the other side, Special K's got a prank call.
Yeah, what's it about?
If you stay at an Airbnb, you got to pay extra if you're going to have a wedding. He didn't have a wedding, though, this dude we're going to call. He had an event where vows were exchanged.
Oh, so it's not a wedding.
Okay, we're just not going to call it a wedding. He's going to get called out for not calling it a wedding. All right, let's hear this next on the Rula and Ryan Show.